welcome to the deep dive. We're going deep into blockchain today.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some stuff from the Harvard Business Review book on it.
Okay.
Should be interesting. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those deep dives you walk away and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
It's a really interesting time to be looking into this whole thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the early days of the internet.
Right?
But
Yeah.
there's all this potential, but we don't know where it's going to go.
Okay, so before we get lost in all that potential, let's just make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
When we say blockchain, a lot of people just think Bitcoin.
Right.
So how do we break free of that limited view? What exactly is blockchain?
You can think of it like a ledger,
Oh,
a digital ledger, but it's not like in someone's private vault or anything.
right.
This ledger is copied across a whole network of computers.
Okay.
Every transaction is recorded.
Uh-huh.
It's permanent. It's time-stamped.
Okay.
And anyone on the network can verify it independently.
So instead of like a bank,
Right.
wait, that's like the authority on everything.
Yeah.
With blockchain, it's like everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Everyone can check it out.
That's why people think it's such a big change.
Yeah.
It's not just efficiency.
Uh-huh.
It's about distributing trust
Okay.
like never before.
Yeah, that's starting to make sense.
Good.
But what problems can it actually solve?
Let's take a real-world problem.
Okay.
A lot of businesses have inefficiencies in their supply chains.
Right.
So you're a coffee company. You want to make sure you're sourcing your beans ethically,
Sustainably.
right, sustainably. With the traditional systems, you have to rely on paperwork and middlemen
Oh, yeah.
to track those beans.
From farm to cup.
Yeah, all the way there. There's so much room for error and fraud.
Lack of transparency. Then it's
Yeah.
hard to really say you're sourcing ethically if you don't even know.
Exactly. But now imagine blockchain in this.
Okay.
Every step of the way.
Okay.
Harvesting, processing, shipping, roasting.
Roasting. Yeah.
It's all recorded on the blockchain.
Oh.
You or anyone else could track those beans back to the farm.
So it's not just knowing where they came from.
Right.
It's like having proof.
Exactly.
No one can mess with it.
You got it.
That's got to be huge for building trust.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Consumers want to know.
Absolutely. And this is just one example.
Right.
Blockchain can apply to anything where trust and transparency are important.
So we've got the basics, but how did we get here? Was it just some genius who invented this thing?
Well, the story is actually pretty fascinating.
Okay.
The Harvard Business Review article has this framework for understanding how tech like this takes off.
Ooh, I love frameworks break it down.
So it starts with single use.
Single use. Okay.
Like a company just adding Bitcoin as a payment option.
Okay.
Pretty low risk. They get familiar with the tech.
Test the waters.
Exactly. Then you move to localization.
Okay.
So companies in an industry,
Uh-huh.
they start working together on private blockchains. Streamline things like tracking diamonds from the mine to the store.
Makes sense for an industry all about authenticity.
Right. But then it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The substitution stage. This is where things get disruptive.
Ooh, now you've got me hooked. What's substitution?
Well, think about cryptocurrencies. Maybe you're replacing banks
Whoa.
or artists using blockchain to connect directly with their fans,
Wow.
distribute their music. No record labels.
Huge para shift.
It really is.
Wow.
And then finally, the transformation stage.
Yep.
The long game.
Yeah.
Blockchain reshaping whole industries and societies.
That sounds like sci-fi stuff. What would that even look like?
Okay, so imagine smart contracts,
Okay.
automatically executing agreements, no need for lawyers,
Wow.
or secure digital IDs for everyone no matter who they are or where they're from.
My mind is blown.
Lots of possibilities.
Okay, before we get too far into the future, let's come back down to earth a little.
Oh,
Everyone wants to know, where is blockchain having the biggest impact right now? What's actually happening?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
It is still early, but there's a lot going on in finance.
Okay.
Private blockchains are being used to streamline things like trade finance, cross-border settlements.
So behind the scenes, finance is already using blockchain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'd say the most interesting stuff is happening in supply chain management.
Right back to the coffee beans.
Yeah, exactly. Companies are tracking everything from pharmaceuticals to food,
Wow.
making sure it's safe and transparent.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Businesses really need that trust.
they do. And as consumers learn more about the benefits, I think we'll see demand for blockchain solutions just increase everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. But that's not all perfect, right?
Right.
What are some of the hurdles blockchain has to overcome?
Well, security is a big one.
Okay.
The blockchain itself is super secure, but the systems around it,
Yeah.
those can be vulnerable. Remember the DAO hack in 2016?
Yeah, that was all over the news.
Billions of dollars stolen.
Not exactly a confidence booster.
It was a wake-up call for the industry, but we learned a lot from it. Security protocols have improved.
Okay, good.
Another challenge is regulation.
Uh-huh.
It's still kind of a wild west out there. No
Yeah.
clear guidelines.
Yeah.
Creates uncertainty for
Yeah.
businesses.
So kind of like the early internet where things were moving faster than the laws.
Exactly.
Yes.
Governments are still trying to figure out how to regulate this without stopping innovation.
Right. And then you mentioned the last mile problem last time.
Yeah.
What is that?
So blockchain is great at tracking digital information,
Okay.
but connecting that to the real world can be tricky.
Give me an example.
Okay, say you're using blockchain to track babies in a hospital.
Okay.
The digital record on the blockchain is secure.
Yeah.
It can't be changed.
Right.
But how do you know the right baby is matched with the right record?
Okay.
You still need real-world verification.
So blockchain doesn't just magically fix everything.
No, it's a powerful tool, but it's not a cure-all.
Well, I appreciate the reality check. It's easy to get caught up in the hype.
It is.
I gotta understand the challenges too.
Definitely.
Well, this has been a lot to take in,
Yeah.
but I think we're just scratching the surface here.
Oh, yeah, we are.
There's so much more to explore.
Absolutely, and that's what makes it so exciting.
It really is.
We're not just talking about a new technology.
Yeah.
We're talking about a potential paradigm shift. Could change everything.
Okay, well, my brain is officially full for now.
I hear you.
We've covered a lot of ground, but there's clearly so much more to explore.
There is. Welcome back to our deep dive into blockchain.
Oh, man. I'm still thinking about everything from last time,
Oh, yeah.
especially that whole idea of blockchain shifting power
Right.
from institutions to individuals.
Yeah, that's really important to understand.
Yeah.
It's not just about making things more efficient.
Right.
It's changing who has the power,
Oh, yeah.
how we even think about trust.
So let's talk more about that.
Sure.
One area where that power shift seems huge is digital identity. Yeah.
You mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Having a secure digital ID that you control,
Exactly.
not relying on institutions to verify who you are.
It's a big change. Imagine a world where you have one digital ID
Okay.
stored securely on the blockchain. You can use it for everything.
Like what?
Opening a bank account, voting.
Wow.
No more physical documents.
Okay.
No third-party verification.
So it's like a digital passport
Yeah,
that I own and manage,
exactly.
and I decide who sees what's on it.
That's a great way to put it. And because it's on the blockchain,
Yeah.
it's super secure.
Right.
Really hard to steal or fake your identity.
Which is a huge relief these days with all the identity theft.
It is. And
Yeah.
this self-sovereign identity
Yeah.
where you control your own data.
Right.
It just fits with what blockchain is all about.
Decentralization.
Exactly. Empowering individuals.
Okay, I see how that's huge for individuals.
Yeah.
But what about business? We talked about supply chains.
Right.
But what other industries are being affected? Well, one big one is marketing and advertising.
Okay.
Think about how hard it is for businesses to reach their target audience,
Yeah.
build trust with consumers.
Especially with all the data privacy issues.
Right.
And these huge platforms like Google and Facebook.
Exactly.
Oh,
Blockchain could create a more transparent advertising system.
okay.
Imagine advertisers connecting directly with consumers.
Cutting out the middleman.
Exactly, giving individuals more control.
So instead of my data being sold without me knowing,
Yeah.
I could actually choose to share it
Right.
in exchange for something.
That's the idea. And blockchain makes that exchange secure and transparent.
Okay.
Think about micropayments for watching an ad
Okay.
or engaging with a brand you get paid for your attention.
That's way better than the current system.
Yeah, where our data is basically taken without our consent.
Right. Exactly.
This could also help smaller businesses and creators.
Okay.
They don't have the resources to compete with the big guys right now.
Now that would be real disruption.
It would, and this is just one way blockchain is changing business.
Okay.
We're also seeing it in loyalty programs.
Yeah.
Earn and redeem rewards more securely.
It seems like blockchain could be used for almost anything.
It does feel that way, and as the technology gets better,
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see even more uses.
Speaking of creative uses,
Huh.
I'm really interested in how blockchain could affect the arts.
Yeah.
Artists always struggle with copyright,
Right.
controlling how their work is shared,
Yeah.
getting paid fairly.
It's tough. The digital world makes it so easy to copy and share stuff
Exactly.
without permission.
Artists don't have much control.
Right. But blockchain could help.
How?
It creates this transparent record of ownership and use. Imagine a musician uploads a song to a blockchain platform.
Okay.
Every time it's downloaded, streamed, used,
Yeah.
it's recorded on the blockchain.
Wow.
The artist can see exactly how it's being used,
Uh-huh.
And they get paid automatically.
So it's like a built-in accounting system
Yeah,
that makes sure they get paid,
exactly. No more complicated royalty systems.
right?
No more disputes about who owns what.
That's huge for artists.
It is, and it's not just music.
Uh,
Any digital asset,
Artwork.
artwork, photos, videos,
Wow.
even virtual stuff in video games.
It's like a digital certificate of authenticity,
Yeah, exactly.
like permanently attached.
This could change how we think about ownership
It could.
and value in the digital world.
I think so. So this is all really exciting.
Yeah.
But is there anything blockchain isn't affecting?
Right. It seems like it touches everything.
You're right. It's hard to think of an industry that won't be changed.
Yeah.
We're seeing it being used in healthcare
Okay.
to store and share medical records securely.
So patients have more control over their data.
Exactly. Especially important with all the data breaches and privacy concerns.
Right. And what about education?
Education, too.
Okay.
Blockchain can create tamper-proof records.
Like degrees and transcripts.
Right. So no more fake degrees.
Makes it easier for employers to verify qualifications.
Even government.
Even government.
Wow.
Increase transparency and accountability.
In things like voting.
Voting public records.
It really feels like a major shift is happening.
It does. But like we said, it's not all perfect.
Right. There are downsides.
Of course, we need to be aware of those.
Okay, so let's talk about them.
Oh.
What are some things we need to watch out for as blockchain becomes more popular?
One big one is complexity.
Okay.
Blockchain is still pretty technical.
Yeah.
There's a learning curve for everyone.
So it's not just plug and play.
No, definitely not. It takes planning expertise,
Right.
collaboration.
And regulation is still an issue.
It is. We talked about the Wild West before.
Yeah.
No clear guidelines.
Creates uncertainty.
Yeah, for businesses,
Yeah.
investors.
So until we have better regulations,
Yeah.
blockchain might not take off as fast.
It's possible. And then there are the bigger ethical questions.
Like what?
How do we make sure blockchain is used for good,
Right.
that everyone benefits?
Yeah, not just a few people.
Exactly. We need to have honest conversations about how blockchain will affect society.
Yeah.
Make sure it benefits everyone.
That's a great point and a perfect lead-in to our final part.
Okay.
We'll dive deeper into those big questions about the future of blockchain,
The ethics of it all.
the things we need to consider. Welcome back to the deep dive.
Yeah.
We've been on quite a journey exploring the vast potential of blockchain,
It has been pretty amazing.
from revolutionizing supply chains
Yeah.
to empowering artists, even reshaping how we think about digital identity.
We've seen how it can disrupt industries,
Yeah,
change who holds the power,
right.
create all sorts of possibilities.
But like with any powerful tool,
Yeah,
there are always two sides.
that's true.
We've touched on the challenges and ethical stuff,
Right.
but I think it's worth really diving into those as we wrap up.
I agree. It's easy to get caught up in all the excitement.
Yeah, the hype,
Right. But we need to step back and think about the downsides.
the unintended consequences.
Exactly.
One thing I keep coming back to is this idea of accessibility.
Mhm.
If blockchain is really going to change the world,
Yeah.
shouldn't everyone be able to access it?
Absolutely. It's not just for the tech savvy
Right.
or the wealthy.
Yeah, we need to make sure it doesn't just make existing inequalities worse.
Exactly. We need to make sure everyone has the tools and resources to participate.
So it's not just building the technology.
Yeah.
It's building an inclusive ecosystem.
Yeah. Education is key.
Right.
Making sure people understand what blockchain is, how it works.
Yeah, it can benefit them.
Otherwise, it could just become another tool for those in power.
Right. Another concern I have is the environmental impact.
Yeah.
We talked a bit about the energy consumption,
Of some systems.
right? Especially the ones that use proof of work.
Right. Some blockchain networks use a lot of energy.
Yeah.
It's because of the mining process.
Yeah.
Computers competing to solve problems.
Yeah, to verify transactions.
Add them to the blockchain.
So the more computers mining,
Yeah.
the more energy used.
Basically. But things are changing.
Okay.
Newer systems like proof of stake use less energy.
How does proof of stake work?
Users stake their crypto
Yeah.
to validate transactions.
Okay.
Much more efficient.
So as blockchain evolves, we're
Yeah.
seeing solutions to the environmental problem.
Exactly. And as people become more aware,
Yeah.
I think we'll see more projects that prioritize sustainability.
Good. It seems like every conversation about blockchain comes back to this idea of balance,
Right.
embracing the good,
Yeah.
acknowledging the risks, pushing for innovation,
Yeah.
but making sure everyone's included.
We have to navigate this carefully
Right.
with responsibility and foresight.
Asking the tough questions.
Exactly. Not just what it can do.
But what it should do.
Right.
So what are some of those big questions we should be thinking about?
Well, one of the most important for me is governance.
Okay.
Who makes the rules
Yeah.
in this new world?
Right. It's like a new digital frontier. Exactly.
You need to figure out how it's governed.
And it's a conversation for everyone.
Developers?
Developers, policymakers,
Everyday people.
everyone who will be affected.
Another question is privacy.
Mm.
Blockchain is supposed to be good for privacy,
In some ways.
but it also creates new challenges.
Yeah. Blockchain records are permanent,
They can't be changed.
which is good for transparency.
Accountability?
But what about the right to be forgotten?
Yeah, could sensitive information be stuck there forever?
It's something to think about.
So it all comes back to how we use it.
That's the key.
Blockchain isn't a magic solution,
No, it won't solve every problem
or even create new ones.
if we're not careful.
But it also has this incredible potential
Yeah.
to make things more equitable,
Transparent.
decentralized.
I think the big takeaway for me
Yeah.
is that blockchain is more than just technology.
It's a catalyst for change.
It reflects our values.
Our aspirations.
It's a blank canvas.
Yeah, we can create the future we want. Blockchain is a tool.
But we decide what to build with it.
That's a great way to put it.
So as we finish up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm feeling a mix of things.
Oh, yeah.
Awe, curiosity, but also caution.
I understand that.
Blockchain is something we need to pay attention to,
Definitely.
think critically about,
Yeah.
and be active in shaping how it develops.
I agree. The future of blockchain is not set in stone.
Right.
We're all writing this story together.
This has been amazing.
It has.
Thank you for sharing your expertise with us.
My pleasure.
I know I've learned a lot.
Good.
I hope our listeners have too.
Me too, and to our listeners.
Yeah.
Keep exploring blockchain.
Ask questions.
Challenge assumptions.
Dive deep.
It's a fascinating world.
And thank you for joining us on the deep dive.
See you next time.
We'll be back with another deep dive into a topic that's shaping our world.